Hi everyone, I'm out here in the darkness this evening to test out three of the best action cameras available right now. That is the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, the DJI Osmo Action 6, and the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. We're going to see how they do in low light, and then go along to daytime and do a bunch of other tests to see how they all perform. But right now we're going to do an audio test, and right now you are listening to the GoPro Mission 1 Pro. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. And now you're listening to the DJI Osmo Action 6. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. And now you're listening to the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. And now we're going to go out into the darkness and film some tests to see how the low light capability of these cameras actually is. See how they do. So in these night scenes, we see some pretty interesting differences in how the cameras render color and exposure. See, the Osmo Action 6, it's really trying to expose for all the dark areas and brighten up everything, and so is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. But with the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, we can see it's very much trying to keep a more natural look to the scene, like what you would actually see outdoors at night in these lighting conditions. It's trying to be as accurate as possible, so it's allowing the dark areas of the frame to be dark. It's not trying to brighten those up. The detail is still there, and I am sure that you could go in and edit this image so that it's more like the others. You can increase the saturation, and you could brighten it up a whole lot. But in the DJI Osmo Action 6 and the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, those cameras are both trying to do all of that in camera, prior to editing. And of course, you could actually adjust the behavior of these cameras so that they're more like the GoPro, and that the GoPro, so that's acting more like them. Because if the GoPro, you could take that image, that its settings, and change how it behaves, make it expose more, make it sharpen the image more, because the Ace Pro 2 and the DJI camera are both very much adding a lot of sharpness and extra exposure to these images. Like, see, the GoPro is much more accurate in these ones. There's a lot of noise here now in this particularly with the Osmo Action 6. I turned down the brightness of the light here, the actual flashlight I was using, and the same with the Ace Pro 2. They are both. You see a lot of artifacting here, where the cameras are struggling, are trying to pull every last bit of detail out of that. And the GoPro is actually allowing those dark areas to be dark. It's not trying to pull an excessive amount of data out of the image. And I actually really like that look there. Other people may prefer this, the really. What the DJI and the Insta360 are doing, where they are trying to make the image as bright and visible as possible. They're trying to get all the detail back that they've captured. I really, in these comparisons here, one thing I'm seeing is I don't like the way the DJI handles color. I compared to the other two do color much better. I think the Mission 1 Pro does color the best. It's the most natural. And that is really one of my main takeaways from the Mission 1 Pro, is that it provides as true to life a rendering as it can. It's definitely more geared towards a professional market. Now here we see that the Mission 1 Pro isn't doing as much saturation as the other two. It's a much more natural color. The other two cameras are adding a lot of saturation. And here again, more natural colors. And yeah, the Action 6 trying to pull more information out of the shadows and the highlights. And the colors we can see again aren't great with the DJI Ace Pro 2. Ace Pro 2 does pretty good on colors. It's definitely trying the thing of pulling information back from the sky, making sure you got a blue sky. But the Mission 1 Pro does really good on the color here. It's definitely the most like what it actually is, and we'll see more of that later on. I do a comparison towards the end of the video, which really I actually use a Nikon Zr. In this one, this is you can see with the Osmo Action 6, it was doing the Sunstar thing. That's because the Osmo Action 6 does have a variable aperture, which is quite an advantage. But one thing we're looking at here is flaring. You see the Ace Pro 2 has that bit of extra flaring. So does the Osmo Action 6. But the Mission 1 Pro handles flaring really well, and it handles color really well. This is one test here where you can really see the difference in color. You can see the Osmo Action 6, very poor color actually here. It really screwed up, and that's kind of consistent throughout this. The GoPro has the best color. The Insta360 has pretty good color too. Osmo Action 6 really, I had not realized before quite how much of a problem it actually has with color rendering. Yeah. Now this is a really interesting one. This fairly low light situation inside of the barn, but with a lot of contrast there with the bright daylight outside. So this is kind of like a high contrast, really a high dynamic range situation, and it's very interesting to see how the different cameras handle it. The Ace Pro 2 I was actually surprised how much it struggled at handling this particular high contrast situation. Where the Osmo Action 6 and the Mission 1 Pro do a much better job in this particular situation. But as you can see here, the Mission 1 Pro does a really good job in capturing the details here in the low light areas, while also controlling the really bright highlights. So very impressed with the Mission 1 Pro in that situation. Now here's another situation where we can really look at color and detail and how the different cameras process detail. Mission 1 Pro, very natural colors. The Osmo Action 6, I don't know why it went nuts here. Like, man, much more natural colors with Ace Pro 2. Again, did pretty good here, but we can also see how the different cameras are processing the image. The Ace Pro 2 and the Osmo Action 6 are very highly processed. You can see that in the details of these images. This is a really high brightness scenario, and pretty good conditions to judge how the cameras handle bright lighting. And the Mission 1 Pro, very natural. It doesn't look over processed, but the other two, you get a lot of extra sharpening that you can see there. Okay, we have a really good flaring test right here. And we can see the cameras handle it very differently. Osmo Action 6, you again got that f4 aperture, variable aperture, and you get that Sunstar. Ace Pro 2 getting quite a lot of flare there, but the Mission 1 Pro handling the flare very, very well. You still get a bit of it there, but shooting directly in the sun, it is miles ahead of the other two in terms of flaring. It's optical. The optical design of its lens is really good. It's got a fixed aperture f2.8, which is kind of dark. It's darker than the other two, in fact, much darker than the DJI, but really good optical design. Now, and we can see just how much better the GoPro handles flaring and color now. And here again we're still flaring. Now, the Mission 1 Pro does have a lens hood. I believe I did have it attached for this test, so that is affecting it. But for those shots where it was looking directly in the sun, those were not affected by the lens hood. So, yeah. Mission 1 Pro definitely wins when you're comparing flaring. Now we get to slow motion. This is quite interesting. Both the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the DJI Osmo Action 6 can only do 4K at 120 frames per second here. which looks good. These both are pretty good performances here. But then you get to the GoPro, which is 4K at 240 frames per second. You get that's a big jump, big step up there. And it really shows here. Really high quality, too, I think. I really like, it really holds on to the quality in its slow motion shots. So, okay, now we're into the ultra slow motion, and again, both the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 and the DJI Osmo Action 6 can only do 240 frames per second at 1080p, which isn't that much. Whereas, in a minute here, we will see what the GoPro can do, which is quite a bit slower than either of these cameras. And of course, we're shooting this is 1080p upscaled to 4K, and you know it's pretty muddy. Both the Ace Pro 2 and the DJI are pretty muddy. No, not bad. I'm not saying they're terrible, but the colors again with the Action 6. Man, I used to think the Action 6 did really good until this comparison where the other ones have such better colors. But here we are at the GoPro again, the Mission 1 Pro, and this is 960 frames per second at 1080p, which is nuts. This clip here goes on for a very long time. It's the same length of recording time as the other two, but it's many times longer. I've left the entire clip in here because just to show how many more frames are recorded. Now, one thing you will start to see here, though, since it is 960 frames per second, is that when he gets into the shade here, and the more the shade is, the more the camera is trying to compensate for the lower light of the shade under this tree, it does get to start a bit grainy. But look at the fur move there at 960 frames per second. Go check out my other slow motion video. I'll have it linked here. Which was in much better lighting conditions at 960 frames per second. It is incredible what this ultra slow motion footage can capture. But here we see the grain coming in because the camera is trying to compensate for all the shadows here. And at 960 frames per second, you're not getting a lot of light transmission. That is a very fast shutter that's having to use there. So you do get some grain creeping in if you're shooting. You want really good lighting if you want to shoot at ultra high frame rate. But yeah, I have a video in much better lighting conditions that is got some great footage. It's ultra slow-mo. I highly suggest you go check that out. Now this one, you're looking at the Nikon Zr. Now this is a very long static shot test which I've done to show really giving you an idea of how these cameras are handling color and the highlights and the contrast, what their dynamic range looks like, and how realistic they are. And I've used the Nikon Zr as sort of a control to show how the cameras handle the different conditions. And the Nikon Zr is obviously the best here. It is, obviously a full frame sensor, and I'm shooting it with the 14 to 24 millimeter lens. So it's got a professional lens on it, really kind of the creme de la creme of what you could get with video on both in a camera. And here we can really see how the different cameras compare. And the Osmo Action 6 and the Ace Pro 2 are doing a lot of heavy processing. They're very, very sharpened, very much more sharpened than the others. And again, these are the default settings. So you can tweak that significantly. I wanted to kind of show how these cameras are largely at their defaults. Of course, the quality is all set to as high as it can go, but I allow them all to do medium sharpening, whatever that setting is. So you can, that's the default. So you can adjust that to make the GoPro be sharper out of camera, or for the Ace Pro 2 and the DJI to be less sharp. But I really think, after watching this segment many times and looking at this imagery a lot, that the GoPro is actually the closest in its rendering to the Nikon Zr, to the full frame professional camera. And here I come. I decided to step into the frame to show a person in the frame here, and show the different rendering of a person in the situation, and add a bit of movement there as I'm waving to you, and trying to show how the cameras are handling that. And now, this is our final test. And this was fairly late in the evening, so it's a pretty dark scenario. And obviously, the GoPro Mission 1 Pro, that's what I really want to talk about here. The GoPro Mission 1 Pro is very dark, you'll notice. And it's not as highly detailed. It's not as sharp as this. The Osmo Action 6 is adding a lot of processing in here. It's really trying to bring out those shadows and bring down those highlights and make it really sharp. Same with the Ace Pro 2. They are doing a ton of processing, and it really shows to my eyes. I don't personally like this look. I much prefer what the Nikon Zr is doing. Of course, it's a much higher level camera. It's going to handle noise a lot better, and it's going to expose better. But the Mission 1 Pro is not over-processing things. You could do a lot to the image with the Mission 1 Pro to bring it up to look like the others and look better than the others, even after you have increased the exposure. And you can add in sharpening as much as you want. But with the Osmo Action 6 and the Ace Pro 2, they are just automatically trying to do a lot of different processing to make the image look bright and, look like just be more visible straight out of camera. But I don't like that artifacting. It really bothers me. Nikon Zr, again, is the control for this, showing what a full frame sensor can do. But the GoPro Mission 1 Pro is delivering what I feel to be a very accurate representation of the lighting conditions in this scenario. It was dim. It was dark. That's what it looked like. It didn't look like this, what the Osmo Action 6 and Insta360 are trying to do. It wasn't like they're trying to make it look like day. This is they're trying to make it look like daylight. And it wasn't daylight. It was dim. It was dark. It was twilight. So that's where the Insta360, the GoPro Mission 1 Pro really excels, and where the Nikon Zr excels, because it's also capturing that dimness just with a lot more dynamic range than a smaller sensor is able to capture. Mission 1 Pro, though, it really gets the look and the feel, and it doesn't do a lot of excessive processing. Of course, you may like that excessive processing, in which case those other cameras are a good option. Yeah. So it's just, I think there is some taste involved here, but personally, I think in all these tests, the Mission 1 Pro, out of all excluding the Nikon Zr, I think the Mission 1 Pro is definitely the winner in terms of image quality. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!